We're talking to Michael Feerer, the Executive Director of Whatcom Million Trees Project. How did it get started, Michael?
We got started about 1.5 years ago with the inspired idea that was originally proposed by Sapal Sidhu to plant 1 million trees in town, or in Whatcom County, I should say. And we took the ball and kind of ran with it by making a nonprofit that not only is about planting trees, but is about protecting trees and connecting people to greater understanding about how trees provide so many benefits. And we do that through like community events and film events and things of that sort. So we got kind of a three-pronged strategy that we do. And we've got over 300 planting volunteers on an on-call list that we use for our work parties. And we've got an admin team, some of which is here this week with me, who we do all the admin side of things. We're an all-volunteer organization, and we are doing projects in the city and several parks, as well as elsewhere in the county.
So what kind of trees do you plant?
That's a good question. So we plant native trees. Usually in most of our projects, it's the larger natives, like Douglas fir, western red cedar, grand fir, things of that sort, big leaf maple. And so that's most of what we do, but in some of our parks work, we also are planting small to medium-sized trees. It depends on the situation. Like, and with city parks, we coordinate quite a bit with their landscape architects and stuff to make sure we're doing the right trees in the right places for, what they see as, multiple goals beyond just capturing carbon.
How'd you get involved with it yourself? Have you always been interested in trees?
Well, yeah, I've had a close, lifelong relationship with nature, and before I was gone after raising my daughter in Bellingham. I'm a 32-year-old Bellingham resident, 32 years Bellingham resident, not 32 years old. And after raising my daughter here, I rented out my house and spent 12 years slow exploring the world and wildernesses throughout the world. And then I came back in the middle of the pandemic and decided to reroute myself here and do something about climate action. And so when I caught wind that there was some talk about a Million Trees project, I kind of plugged into a few people that were talking on Zoom about it. And after a couple of months, I said, hey, why don't I start a nonprofit for this? Because I have a whole lifelong background of starting ventures for social good. So it kind of is up my alley, so to speak, to do something like this. So I was happy to do that. And it seems to have taken off quite a bit. We've gotten quite a good buzz in the community. And trees are something that appeal to the heart of quite a number of people in this town. And although it may seem like we've got a gazillion trees here, actually we're experiencing a lot of tree loss and deforestation. And there's a need to do our part for the climate and biodiversity crises, and also to increase the resilience of our local communities, because as we all know, now we're experiencing floods and heat domes and all these things, and trees have an enormous positive potential to mitigate some of that stuff. So that's why we're planting and protecting trees here. There's all those reasons.
So Michael, is there a website or a Facebook page or Instagram?
Thanks for asking. So whatcommilliontrees.org is our website, and we have a Facebook page and Instagram page as well. If you just go to our website, you can find all that stuff from there. And we have, people can sign up for work parties if they'd like to spend a couple hours on a Saturday afternoon helping us out, either removing ivy from trees or planting trees if it's the right time of year, or preparing sites for future plantings. So we have, through the rest of this year, we've got like 2 or 3 work parties a month, usually on Saturday mornings. And then, like I said before, our admin team is volunteer as well. So if there's people out there that have, a special skill that might be handy for us, we would love to hear from them.
Thank you, Michael, so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for your interest.